I'm delivering your pizza. I can't have the do-rag on. I gotta take it off.
I would say yes. I'm sorry. I would say yes.
Yo, this is the
Because
crazy.
when you wearing a do-rag and you delivering food, or you
Yeah.
you are in a public setting where you got to deal with people, do you really think that they not gonna check their bag if they see a dude with a do-rag delivering their food after all of the stuff you done seen on the news? Are you kidding me? I used to Uber and I never wore my do-rag.
So this is a conversation with long hair don't curl. Y'all see I'm bald, so I'm the bald man on the stage. So
I do that too.
What if you a firefighter? Can you have the do-rag on?
You got your
was a firefighter with a do-rag.
Yeah, I can trust him. I bet you're gonna get the damn cat out the damn tree.
Hey, as long as that water coming out and it's putting out this fire, I'm cool. I don't care what you...
Chris is over here like, nah.
No, man, no. I just believe that it's become socially acceptable, but I don't.
So you saying your boss can't write you the check with the do-rag on?
If my boss writes me a check, what? The first thing I'm going to say to him is, what's going on? You trying to get a pattern or something? I'm gonna make a joke about the do-rag, but then I'm gonna take my check, but I'm gonna still poke fun at him.
I'm still taking the check. Let's be clear. Let's clear it up. I'm gonna take the check.
Yeah. If I put in the work, you gonna pay me, but I'm gonna still laugh at you wearing this do-rag in this office when you ain't got no business doing that.
The cop pull you over and he writes you a ticket with the do-rag on.
A cop with a do-rag on. I'm going to laugh. I'm laughing. You have on a do-rag. Get out my face. Go call your superior.
Man, look.
A cop with a do-rag.
Look, that.
And that's funny because my family's law enforcement, and a lot of the dudes that I work out with are cops. And I've never seen any of them in a do-rag outside of the gym.
Hey,
y'all got Vic over there looking like, hold on, this went a totally different way than I started. I thought this was cool.
I'm sorry, man. But see, and then the reason why I'm saying that is because
this is all part of it right here, man.
Yeah, man. The reason why I'm saying that is because you have a foundation about changing the narrative. And we need to do something to show that we are actually changing the narrative, which means kind of sort of giving a hell about how we look when we step outside. Yeah. That's really it. That's really why I can't stand it. I really don't like the do-rags as a fashion statement, unless you're like an entertainer, because you get your money different, and that's maybe how you're supposed to do. But anybody else, why?
Yeah.
Did you just get your hair cut? You understand what I'm saying? Like I why?
Man, you know, I think that's part of the evolution of where we are right now. Like I said, you know what? Let's have a conversation about what the social contract is, because the harder group of men to reach is usually the men that's 15 years younger than wherever you are. You know what I mean? So then we all raised different, and you know, I've talked extensively about this with Chris and extensively with Tony. Anybody that follows the platform, and of course, you know, say my man Brid also. So, like, I started to recognize that there's some people that my content probably is not going to reach. So I just said, well, let me take a different role and let different voices from different experiences other than mine, you know, like lead the conversation amongst the men that need to have the conversation the most. And Tony works with troubled youth. You know, he been in the trenches with it for over 20 years. You know what I'm saying? He was raised, you know what I'm saying, by his mom. Chris, same background, you know, similar as well. And Ro, he's been completely detached because he came through the foster system. You know what I'm saying?
That's a word. I never knew that.
Yeah, like he's a man of many journeys. You know what I'm saying? So like that refines the way we see each other. And then you recognize, like, you know what? You probably got more experience on this topic than I do. You know what I'm saying? You can affect that demographic of people differently than I can. So I like to bring the men that have that experience that I don't have to the table, you know what I'm saying, to have this conversation, which is crazy because Tony had an idea for doing podcast that was around the table, you know what I'm saying, the stuff that we need to talk about. And then he reached out to me, and we probably communicate maybe twice a year at length. And then when we do catch up, we actually try to make something happen for each other's platform. So I'm inviting him to lead this conversation, you know what I'm saying, to have a greater effect on people that need to hear.
Yeah, well, you know, like I was saying, when I had reached out to you, I was about like, hey, right now with my foundation changing the narrative, my main thing is about so many different ways on which we need to change the narrative. So I have discussions with people that's into farming because we need to be able to feed ourselves. I talk to people that's into real estate because we need to be able to have, you know, so it's so many different levels that this whole story is written for us that I want to change. And that's why I reached out to you, because in your lane with this countable masculinity, if we're going to really change the narrative, especially in our community as Black men, that's one of the top things that has to change. Because like I talk to people and I deal with a lot of single mothers, right? Because I'm in the community, so chances are I'm gonna deal with a lot of single mothers. And I'm telling the men of the community that we have to take over our community, not ask for permission, not get told when it's cool to do this and do that. We have to be able to do stuff. And this is why I talk about power, right? Power is having the ability, and people got different perspectives of power. My perspective of power is being able to do what you want to do despite opposition, right? Because sometimes we feel like, oh, he got an executive job, he got some power. No, somebody can take that from him. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody can take it from you, you don't really have power. If somebody letting you do it, you don't have power. We need to be able to control and run everything that goes in and out of our households, our communities, and our cities and states in our way that we want to, not that we have to allow. So when I reached out to you, that's what it was about, is changing the narrative on this accountable masculinity. Because to really have the narrative change, especially in our community, this has to be done. The masculinity part of our community has to be accountable, has to be a norm. Like we talked about the other day, right? When I talked about all the dysfunction that I grew up in when I was 12 years old, when I was doing stuff, I remember being 13 years old, waiting to go to the penitentiary, right? And I told you this the other day. That's a sick way of thinking now that I'm on this side of the boat. But when I was in it, that was a normal thing. You know what I'm saying? So so the accountable masculinity, I had no accountable masculinity around me.
Hey, Tony.
All the men around me was pushing me to think dumb.
Hey, Tony, how did you get there? How do you think you got there where you said that was like a dumb way of thinking? But like, how did you get to the point to like, you know what, I can accept going to the penitentiary?
How did I get to the point where I was looking forward to it?
Yeah,
it wasn't no point. I was just when you immersed in an environment that's normal,
you think it's normal.
Yeah, you just think it's normal. It ain't that. I got in my first fight and now I think I'm ready, or I didn't do nothing to get ready. I was just in an environment every day that, oh man, oh boy, he went to the pen. He did a couple years. He came back swollen. He you know what I'm saying? Once you see it over and over happening to everybody, oh, he just came home. Oh, he just got 5 years. Oh, he just came home, or he just got 10 years. But I'm in the mix making that same money. I know that my day coming. It's just gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Because it's normalized.
It's all part of the game.
Yeah, just part of the game. And you whenever you do, what they always tell us, have bail money, have this, have that. So we was preparing for that. We was preparing to have to go to court and fight cases. We were preparing to, oh man, you better get your push-up game right. You might have to get your hands right. You know what I'm saying? So when the homies come home from prison, we slap boxing. I'm trying to see, because you just came home from prison. I'm trying to test my skills because I might be on my way too. You know, it was just a sick way, but it was normal. And we didn't even think, we wasn't trying to be no gangsters. We wasn't trying to be hard. We wasn't trying to be nothing. This was just normal.
Right.
Man, you know, it seemed like every time, like when we talk, we've touched on some of the same topics, but at a different depth, because it's only like a few topics that stick out the most, that change the narrative for, you know, the children that you know what I'm saying, look after, and the ones you try to teach. And so like I in my questions on the top of the year, I said, what are examples of adjustments that are being made between men that men respect? Because we don't respect everything.
Mm-hmm.
We don't.
And I think we have to learn how to respect because we wasn't taught to respect nothing. I think that's part that's never talked about because we always say I demand respect. We always talk about respect me, this and that. But then we got to realize we come from, well, most of us. I'm not gonna put everybody, but most of us, we don't respect you unless you just did the dumbest stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't respect you if you just work hard and get money legally. Not where I come from. Now I understand that that's real gangster right there. But where I come from, like, nah, you got to earn respect. You got to do the dumbest stuff. So we gotta respect. We got to learn how to respect. What's the proper way of respect and what respect really is. And I talk about that in my book, The Streets Lie to Us, when I'm trying to tell these kids the definition of real. What you've been taught was real. Go fight for your homie. Go shoot up the club with your homie. Go do this. You got to be down. You got to be hard. That's the dumbest shit ever. But in our community, that's what's real is. So we gotta teach what these definitions really are and give it our term instead of letting the like. That's why I use the gangster, right? Wealth is gangster. I got a lot of church people, a lot of other people that don't like me saying that around kids. But I told them I'm not trying to save you. I'm trying to talk to the kid that want to be a gangster. Nah, you want to be a gangster? Come over here. Let me show you about real estate. Let me show you about stocks. Let me show you how to build up a school. Let me show you how to grow a garden. All this is just as gangster, but they never heard that version of gangster. So to them, gangster mean do dumb stuff.
Oh yeah. So Tony, I like what you said because that's the whole thing of like why I started my stuff and why it's worded the way it is. So in the black community or in the hood or the culture, we say stunting. You know what I mean? A lot of times people say stunting, you looking at a nice car.
Yeah.
You got a bad chick by your side and you got a lot of money, right? But I was like, shit, you can stunt a different way. Like you can go ahead and take care of your kid that you got. For one, for starters, you feel me? You can brush your teeth in the morning. That's stunt. Like you can put these clothes together, but you can really work hard for it. You don't gotta, like you say, go to jail to prove you real and this, that, and the third. That ain't stunting. Stunting is just really doing what you're supposed to be doing. That's just the basic necessity of a man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, Chris, like you want to say something, man. What you got?
I'm co-signing everything. I'm co-signing everything. I think
Oh, Chris, I got something for you too, Chris. I got a question for you.
What's up?
No. Okay, so real. This is a serious question. So you said when we was talking about the do-rags, we had fun with the do-rags. But the serious question is, if why does it get on your nerves so much what someone else has on? You see what I'm saying? Like, why does it disturb you so much?
I wouldn't say that it disturbs me like it's going to ruin my mood for the day. But what I am saying is if we want to change our perception, then we have to change our perception. So if the perception of us is all we do is wear dirty do-rags, baggy clothes, and hoodies in the in the summer because we about to steal, or we wear skinny jeans with our asses hanging out, or we stunt just to you know what I'm saying, we stunt just to impress a bunch of people that really don't care. You understand? Or we glorify a bunch of nonsense and think that that's real. Like that, it all, to me, that's all under the umbrella of how we're perceived. And I want to be, I don't want to be perceived like that. That's why I don't wear my do-rag out in public unless I'm going to the gym or unless I'm making a quick run. That's why I wear my clothes the way that I do. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I speak the way that I speak. I want to change the perception, but in order for me to change the perception, I got to change my perception. I got to change the way people look at me. You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying that there aren't some really cool dudes that are out here really moving and doing what they're supposed to do that wear do-rags out in public. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that that's just not me. And I don't think that it goes to changing our perception to wearing a covering over your head when you really don't need to, or you're in a setting where it just looks out of place. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
And I agree with that. To me, it's two sides to that, right? What he's saying is, on one hand, It's about he's talking about raising the standards, our standards, raising the standards of how we just function on a day to day, how we look on it. Because back in the days, a woman wouldn't get caught dead with a bonnet on. You know what I'm saying? Because you was taught to you gotta, when people see you in public, that you know what I'm saying, that meant something back then. Now it's so we made that more what we talk about big. We made it normalized now. You know what I'm saying? You could do all that. So I definitely agree with what he's talking about on perception, because that's really like a personalized version of just we need to raise the standards on how we look, how we talk, how we move as a human being.
Tony, what you have to say? You said you want to hit a chick from the back with a bonnet on.
Nah, I wouldn't.
Oh,
nah. I mean,
what's happening? What just happened?
I don't even know where they went, but I don't even like. I never. First of all, what is a bonnet? A bonnet mostly for like weave, right, or what? I don't know. See, I
don't know what the hell a bonnet is for. I just know they wear them a lot, and they wear them everywhere.
Look, you gotta have a bonnet on because you gotta protect your hair.
Okay, see, I'm more into like the natural froze and natural, so you ain't even tripping. When you got a natural fro, you just, so maybe that's why I never ran across that, you know what I'm saying? But we'll talk about that on another. But hey, we're gonna have to make a after hours accountable masculinity show. You know
yeah, that'll probably
a YouTube members exclusive.
Hey, that's right there. That's probably going straight to Patreon right there.
Yeah.
You got to pay to get that one. You know what I'm saying?
But serious though, I agree with that on just a personal version of we need to raise our standards. But I want us to do what he's talking about. I want us to do that because we're raising our standards, right? Because at the same time, I don't want to hear like when people say pick up your pants and all that. Do I agree with that? Yes. But do I agree with that? Well, the system will look at you different if you have your pants up. No, because back in the days, the people that they was hanging, well, none of them sagging. All them was suited and booted, 3 pieces. You know what I'm saying? So my point of view is that on two sides. For us personally, for what he's talking about individually and personally, and as a community ourselves, we need to police that. Yes, but we need to police that because they will treat us better. No, they're gonna treat us the same way if you wear that do-rag or if you in a 3-piece suit. So that's what I'm saying. I definitely agree with what he's saying. But I when I hear people say that, he wasn't talking about that. He was talking more personal about us and him in the community. But I do hear people say we need to do we don't do that because of their perception of us. Their perception of us is the way it was going to be.
And to keep it real, we really shouldn't care.
Yeah.
Why should we shouldn't care about how they look at us?
Yeah.
We shouldn't. We should care more about how we want to look when we step out the crib. Like have some pride about your appearance, man. That's all I'm saying. Just have some pride about your appearance so that way you might not get lumped into the group that they want to put you in. And it's not because them, it's because of you.
Yeah. Chris, it's hard, man. Like I'm depressed. It's a lot. I'm poor. You know, it's a lot going on. So at the like the very least, I'm not even worrying about this wrinkled shirt I got on or these jeans sagging. I don't even got a belt. That's why I came up with the jeans sagging.
Then you got bigger issues than
it's a lot of issues.
You got bigger issues.
Nigga in the Negro.
But see, it still falls back to self. You got all of those issues, so you got to find the people that actually put you on the path to help you get through them. And in order to do that, there might be a point in your life where you got to present yourself in a different fashion, so that way that help comes knocking at your door, or that help is open to you talking to them.
Right.
It's still about self.
Look for money to get some money.
It's still about self.
But it don't even take. But what he talking about, it don't even take money though, because our ancestors came out of slavery and they were still talking about being a little more creased. They creased their stuff. They didn't have irons. They was creasing their stuff with just putting it under the mattress or this and that. It's a mindset. What he's talking about is just a mindset. Yeah, well, I might can't afford this. I might can't afford that, but you still gonna see me in my whatever is quote unquote my best. That's what you're gonna see me in, and it's gonna look my best, whatever that looks like. It might not be the Hermes, it might not be the Balenciagas, but whatever's my best is my best. And if you do, I know you got guys in the penitentiary, they ain't got no iron. You know how they crease? Go talk to some guys that went to the pen. They crease with their mattress, they crease with this, they crease with that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a mindset. You know what I'm saying? So we can't just say like, oh, because we all go through stuff, but our ancestors, they was in stuff. They was in Jim Crow and all that. And we in our version of it, but they was in all that, and they still wore suits. They still did this. They still, because it was a mindset pride. It wasn't just about what I have pride. It's all I got, so I got to do it pride.
And they were the most together.
Yeah.
Man,
they were the most together.
Yeah, now we separated. You feel me? Like, all right, so I got a little story. So I drive Uber, right? So I met this little dude. He was like, I'm thinking like maybe like 20. Yeah, he said he's 21. So this little guy, he a Mexican dude, right? So I picked him up from work. I mean, he was kind of like, I can see he was kind of like, he had some stuff on his mind, right? So I was like, hey, is everything okay? Like, making sure like he was good or whatever. So he was like, man, I just got a lot of stuff going on. I was like, well, I mean, I got like 20-minute ride. So, I mean, let's talk if you want to, or maybe we can figure this thing out. So long story short, he was just basically like his dad in jail. You feel me? Because when he was young, his dad beat his mom up. He seen it. You feel me? So he kind of like messed up about that. Then he got another brother that kind of do the same thing. So he in jail. So now his mom got a new boyfriend, but now he trying to find his way. He trying to still be grown, but he still want to take care of his mama. But the mama like, hey, you grown now. Like you got to go. I mean, you got to go get your own apartment and start being a man or whatever. So he out there, but he got a heart condition. He don't know how long he gonna live or whatever. So he was just needing somebody just to get all these things off his chest. And I was like, bro, I'm glad I can just hear you out. You feel me? It's a blessing just to be able to be understanding. You know what I mean? And then he started crying and some more stuff. But this is a cool dude. I got his number, and I became his friend. From that point on, you see what I'm saying? You don't know who he gonna become or whatever like that. But I feel you 1,000% just giving back to just other people. Now, yeah, it got to start in the community, but if you just be a good ass person, I think that shit will multiply 100 times over. Just give off your good, positive energy to somebody else. Whatever that good is, give it to somebody else. And then you don't know how much your impact that will have on them. You feel me? So I just had to share that.
You see, Vic, you remember when I said before that all these young folks need to do is maybe somebody to just talk to? Do you remember me saying that? You understand what I'm saying? That's the gap. They just need somebody to talk to. And this man took a 20-minute Uber drive and turned it into, let me help this dude get this all out of his system. Now, this dude probably feel like a weight is lifted off because he got that emotion out. Now he can work some stuff out. You understand what I'm saying? That's the gap. He listened, and now that boy actually has a medium of a way to move now because he has the emotional side of it out. So now maybe he can think straight. That's all these boys need. You understand what I'm saying? That's it. And they need it. It could come from a stranger, but it should come from somebody that they trust.
Yeah.
Like,
bro, when I left, I was like, hey man, you good? You got my number? He was like, man. He said, man, I just met you, man, but I look up to you.
See,
bro, I almost damn died, bro.
Do you see what I'm
like that? I know what you mean. Yeah.
Bro, I felt like
do you see how simple that was? And I said this the last time I was here. Do you see how the gap shortened that quick?
Yep.
Just by him letting that boy talk.
Everybody got a chance to be a messenger for somebody.
You understand what I'm saying? That's all these people. That's all they need, man, and that's all they want. They want to be able to talk to somebody that A, will listen to them, and B, that they can trust, and that will actually allow them to work it out.
Hey, and I'm gonna tell you another thing too. You know, Chicago real bad and dangerous because they're gonna say gangs, right? And the gang in there, it came from the Black Panther. movement. So the Black Panther was all for the community, then they get killed or arrested, and then now they form a gang. Now the gang is supposed to do the same thing, but they take the leaders out the gang. So there's no organization, and then now it's the Wild Wild West. You see what I'm saying? That's why, and then they lock the leaders is these young men daddies. So now they got to be a man out there on these streets. They and Tony, you know what I'm saying? I just pointed out Chicago because, I mean, that's like the birth of a whole lot of real powerful stuff that's going on. And now it kind of trickled out. And this looked like that in LA, looked like that all over the world. But I mean, it's a reason why it's like that, bro. Like Fred Hampton and them, they were like 22, 24, 26. They got a program in the hood that's feeding everybody, bro. Like Tony, I don't know how old you are, but it's a hell right now trying to do that shit at this age.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and that's a good segue into, you know, like the examples of adjustments that are being made. It's what we're talking about. Like, what are you doing with the House of Resources going forward? And I know it's been a lot on your plate too, you know what I'm saying, to get organized and get your strategies executed.
Yeah, I mean the main thing right now we building the culture, right? Because we don't have that in Temple. You know what I'm saying? We don't have a culture of us doing for self, us growing our own food, us being able to rely on each other to build wealth, us having a different mindset, us moving different. We don't have that culture here. So that's the first thing. But when it comes to the House of Resource, it's just a community center, resource center. But I'm bringing like minds like you know, people like y'all around and mixing it up with the everyday. So I'm bringing the community with the community that's, I guess, struggling, or the community that's trying to find their way, and meeting them with the quote unquote guys that's not gonna say like the superheroes, but the guys that's here to help pave a different path, right? What you do, you're paving a different path, because if you take on the way of some of your teachings and what you're presenting, life will show you better results, right? It's that simple. The thing is, they try to fight the thing that's going to give them better results because it's uncomfortable. That's why someone would say, well, Tony, why are you starting a business? What if the business failed? But that same person will be on their third job for the year, right? Because it just systematically, it just sounds better to get hired and fired and hired and fired than just start a business and have to struggle till it gets going. Just the way we're taught, you know. So the House of Resources, like I would say, starting off, it's just about building culture. Of course, we got the events. Of course, we got the schools, the classes, the teachings, the mixers, everything that goes inside of it. But the kick it off is we're trying to build a culture of we can do this for us by us on FUBU time. You know what I'm saying? And we can really lean on each other, and really, you know, we can really lean on each other and get what we want out of life without them or getting their permission. That's why we're telling you about power. Power is being able what you want to do despite opposition, and most Black people never see power. And that's why I'm always talking about. I don't want us to keep talking about the bag. The bag, of course, it takes money. I'm raising money every day, right? But we need to do a power bag, and that's what I want us to talk about. Because if you just because if you just got the bag and you ain't got most of us got most of the sector that has a bag in our community has no power with that bag. They just Black people that can buy a bigger house and shop more and do this and that. But there's no power in that. Like other groups, when they get a bag,
no leverage.
Power. They want the power. They want the manufacturing, the production, the distribution of it. They want the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we got to. We can't just go for the bag. We got to go for the power with the bag.
Yeah, man. It's I already put to everybody that's following. Check the comments and go follow the House of Resources on Facebook and get in contact with Tony if you want to support what he's got going on and add some value. You know.
And we add value too. I can tell everybody I sit down at the table with, like even when I called you, it wasn't about, man, what I can get from Big. It's like me and Big come together. What can we do for each other's platform? You know, I don't even want to sit down with you if it's only benefiting me. And you shouldn't want to sit down with me if it's only benefiting you. You know what I'm saying? that's a code right there that we should, every time we sit down to do something, we got to figure out how I can help feed your family and how you can help feed my family. If we all thought like that and all move like that, man, it'll be a whole different ball game.
Yeah, and you don't even need that many people.
No.
Hey, Tony, I got a question. The thrift shop. Is that yours too? The thrift shop by the
me and my business partner. Yeah, I have a business partner. Me and my partner Bob. That's our thrift shop.
And y'all taking donations
all day long? Yeah, we the Black Goodwill. You understand? and now that I got my nonprofit, we connecting that to the nonprofit, so we're gonna be able to get you the write-offs and everything, just like a Goodwill. So yeah, we definitely taking donations. I mean, we definitely taking all kind of stuff. I got to go clean out a storage and tomorrow, lady's giving me her whole storage.
What about on the hours of operation? When can people drop stuff up?
Oh, like people be every time I go, it's some stuff in the front of it. But we there, Monday through Friday from like 10 to 6, 10 to 7, and then on Saturdays it's like 10 to about 3. But I mean, 311 South 25th Street, Temple, Texas. Even if we're not there, every day I go, it's the stuff people just dropped in front of the door.
All right.
Yeah, somebody up there said people perceive what we put out. Hey, shout out to JK, Jason Small. It said we projected a certain image that has now been popularized as the whole of who and what we are. If we project a certain image to the point it overwhelms the normalized image, then that image has no choice but to change. So yeah.
I agree with what he's saying, but okay, what's the it goes back to what's popular, what's pushed, and what it really is, right? What's pushed right now for a Black woman, you would say, is what, like Sexy Red or something, right? That's the image that's pushed as a Black woman.
My,
right? That's what we would say. That's the
hey, you looking like a rich baby dad.
No, but I'm just saying that's the agenda, right? That's the agenda, right?
Right, you're right.
But in my world, in my algorithm, that's the farthest from the truth. So it depends on what because I don't even see her. I don't see that type of stuff. Like I never heard a song in my life. I really don't. I know who she is just by the blogs or whatever, but I never heard a song. So in my world, in my algorithm, that's not true. But commercialized and what's promoted, it is true. So sometimes we got to take. I don't take that personal because I understand the dollars that's funding that. I understand the agenda. So I don't get mad and be like, well, that's the wrong image of a Black. No, that's the wrong image that they're paying to be presented as. So we got to break that down. And we can't say just because the corporate dollars are saying that this is the image, we got to believe it and get behind it. We just got to look at it and be like, oh yeah, that's corporate money doing that. But this is my image of a Black woman. We got to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's why I say we can't take everything so personal.
Yeah.
See it like that. That's why they keep doing it. Because if you take it personal, then they're gonna manipulate you with it. So you're right. You
but why are you taking it personal?
Yeah, but and that's the question.
Why are you letting it affect you?
Like not necessarily to him. I don't think
no.
But but the people that's out there, but there's some people out there that defend something and carry other people's crosses. Like that ain't got nothing to do with me.
You don't even know her. You never even met her.
Yeah. Come on, Chris. Like you got something you need to say, man.
You look like a rich baby dad.
Man, I told y'all I wasn't doing this tonight, man. I told y'all I was not doing this.
They trying to force you. You're trying to force it out.
Not doing it. But to his point, I agree with him because none of that stuff that I haven't been on social media since September of last year. So I live real world. You understand what I'm saying? And like I said, man, the only YouTube that I do is this and something that I can learn from. So I first learned about Sexy Red when MTR did a reaction to something that she said. But aside from that, I don't really see that. So I don't look at that as a representative of the whole of Black women. I look at her as a part of the loud minority that has the microphone right now. The problem is the silent, and the thing is, the silent majority are going about their lives. They don't care. But the loud minority is the one that's giving people the perception of us. So I hate to say it, but I believe that it has come to the point where the silent majority are going to have to start telling these people that represent us to shut up. I'm sorry. But we've gotten there. That's where we are right now. look, you don't represent us. If that's what you want to do, you do that. But don't claim that you represent all of us, man. That's a one shot. You are the exception. The rule is over here. You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I need you to say that when you do this. I'm
Yeah.
trying not to curse because it's Sunday.
But
You need to, yeah, man, you need to this is where separation is necessary, because you don't represent the women that I know, and and these dudes that I see on TV for damn sure don't represent me, because I ain't doing none of the stuff that they doing.
Yeah. Now, and that's a real conversation. And like Big, I mean, I still want to have that conversation, Big. You and the homie that I was going back and forth with in the comments that day.
Oh yeah,
because and it wasn't like, like me, I'm not never here for disrespect, but I know I don't really speak on nothing unless I really know. So what he's talking about is what I'm saying, but what we was talking about that day, we was talking about lineage though that day, right?
Yeah.
But what my point is, okay, say I'm an American, right? And I moved to Jamaica. Just say that. If I go to Jamaica and tell Jamaicans what they need to do, and they don't deserve reparations because of this and that, and they don't hold on, you just a guest here, bro. Like, even if you feel like that, just say, man, I'm here for my black people. If y'all get it, I salute y'all. But I shouldn't have no condemning thoughts on them getting whatever they say they're supposed to get, because I'm a guest in their house.
You ain't got no equity in that situation.
Yeah, I ain't got no equity in it. So what he's saying is the same. It's the same thing. That was just a different thing. So sometimes we want to people, and like he said, we got to call that out. Like, hold on, bro, you can't speak on this. This ain't got nothing to do with you right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't no disrespect. It ain't no nothing. But we so passive. We just let everybody have an opinion, but don't have an opinion about me, because I'm not gonna go have an opinion about nobody else that ain't got nothing to do with me. My opinion gonna be about me, my circle, my team, my people that I'm really trying to build for. That's what I'm gonna speak on. I'm not gonna speak on you, especially down, because I ain't got nothing in your fight. Why I'm gonna talk down about your fight? I ain't got nothing in.
And a lot of y'all need to shut up, flat out. A lot of y'all, they should have never gave you in words the internet, because I promise, every time I see one of you pick up the phone and talk into it, it annoys me at a core level. Earlier, we were talking about Kevin Samuels. I'm going to say this and I'm going to mean this. A lot of y'all are perverting Kevin Samuels' message. And a lot of y'all are making money off of a dead man, when you know good and goddamn well, if he was alive right now, a good majority of y'all would not even have channels, because you're not even changing the content that he put up. You're just uploading it with a fancy border and making money off of it. Y'all know better. A lot of y'all dudes are turning into the type of men that the women out here would be afraid of. A bunch of men who got a battery in their back, who don't have the balls to talk like Kevin Samuels do, but want to act like they do and present this fake persona instead of being yourself and actually doing what the man said that we needed to do: become the best version of ourselves and be useful to the group. Quit perverting this man's message, man. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
Man, look, that needed to be said. Like,
and I'm saying that because I used to be in his Discord when he was alive. He had a Patreon. He used to do Man Mondays every Monday between 6 and 6:30 before he went live that evening. Y'all think he was talking bad to these women? You should hear how he was talking to a lot of us, because a lot of us were failing, and we were failing because we were constantly trying to blame everybody else for stuff that we were responsible for. And he used to say that all the time. That's why I say all the time, directly or indirectly, everything that happens in your life is your fault, and it is your responsibility to fix it. That doesn't mean you can't ask for help. What it means is you need to get off of your ass and actually do something. And that was Kevin Samuels' core message in the beginning. Fellas, become the best version of yourself. Pick from the options that you have, because you've become the best version of yourself, and be as useful to as many people as you can be. How many of these live streamers out here are actually doing that? All they doing is picking apart some of Kevin Samuels' arguments with these women just to create this divide because it makes some money. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves, man. I'm telling you, for all of y'all who call him the Godfather and say that he's Saint Kevin and all this other nonsense, and for y'all to pervert his message like this, I'm pretty sure that he will have something to say about it. And I'm shocked that the people that were close to him don't have anything to say about it.
Hey, so I got something real quick. All you gotta, like you said, man, be the best version of yourself, and then, like I said, you gotta multiply it, and you try to worry about. But this is it, man. When money is involved, then that's when people kind of, you get the selling of the souls. That's when you kind of steal content. That's when you go ahead and do all these other things that you not become yourself, the true yourself anyway. So it's and you got to understand who's playing the game. Like, we don't control nothing. And he said something that was dope, because we got to have some power and leverage. But if we don't have the unity, we're never going to get the power, because it takes unity to have power. That's why they got a Chinatown damn near everywhere you go in America. They got the power and the unity, and they got a whole community behind it, and it works. We can't do that, because we got to go. If you got 26s, I need 28s. Chris got 30s. Vincent needs 32. So that's where we always competing at the wrong thing. We dying for a block, don't nobody own. Granny got an old ass house, but don't nobody own it. Don't nobody know how to pay taxes. Don't nobody know nothing about life insurance. That ain't gangster, but it is. So I mean, we just gotta continuously, as long as I got breath. I mean, God wake me up, man. I'm gonna do my part, bro. Like, you only gotta worry about that.
Yeah, it's better, way better than it used to be. Like, so when we say we're not doing this, we're not doing that, as a whole, we're not. But I know it's pockets of thousands, tens of thousands of us that is. You know what I'm saying? So I try to stay focused on that. Like, are we doing it as a whole, and are we doing it in the majority? No. But it don't need the majority. If 10,000. But I didn't watch, but I seen the room last night of the NAACP award show, right? And that's a great thing. They gave out awards and this and that. I'm not even gonna talk about the NAACP. I didn't voice my opinion about them a lot, but I'm just talking about strictly the award show. The award show, it looked good. It was billions of dollars in there last night. Everybody doing some good in their way. But the difference is between that group of black people and a group of white people that would be in there giving out awards. They walking up out of there, and they got $1 billion initiatives that they moving together for their people. You know what I'm saying? Everybody left out of there taking pictures and looking good, but wasn't nothing collective. So what we need to do is, we doing things in a cool way. And I just had this meeting before I came here. I just had a nonprofit meeting. We just not doing, like, it's a lot of people don't physically support me, tangibly support me, but when they see me, I'm the most congratulated person in America, right? You know what I'm saying? And that's why I was telling people, like, I can't build and change a narrative with congratulations. I appreciate it, yeah, but we got to get past that and, like, forget congratulations. What can I do to help the mission? And this goes back to what I said about the House of Resource. That's why I said, yeah, we do a lot of things. I could have named out a list of things that we do, but I started with what? We creating a culture. We have to create a culture. All these things that we're saying, it's way more of a culture than it was 10 years ago or 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? But we have to 10x that culture that we're building, where these conversations are normal. Us having galas are normal, where, you got what they have nonprofit galas, right? They'll raise 20, 30, 50, $100 million at just a regular party. This ain't even nothing big, because it's normalized. You know what I'm saying? When I say we want to have mixtures, when I say we want to have what we had, Vic, the black man brunch. Yeah, I gotta go get a flyer. I gotta get I gotta promote it. I gotta do this. Other cultures, they have a white man brunch every Tuesday at McDonald's. They have a Latino brunch.
Drinking coffee at Whataburger.
And that's what I'm trying to say. This stuff that we're trying to train ourselves to do, trying to teach ourselves to do, is normal to them. Like us, we trying to, because we first generation. So we didn't come from the grandpas and the dads and all this that been running businesses, been running hedge funds, been in the stock market, been doing this. we're learning this now. So we're the first generation of a lot of that, you know. So that's why.
Very true, man.
Yeah.
So I don't want us to beat ourselves up too bad.
That's
Yeah,
why
we
it's
got a
so
lot of
hard.
work to do, but we move, and it's just the ones that is doing it need to come together, because there's a lot of people that say we need to do this, we need to do that, and then you look around, it's like, okay, but I seen 10 of y'all say that, but y'all 10 ain't even doing nothing. You know what I'm saying?
And
Like,
what's crazy is those 10 people will be doing the exact same thing instead of putting all 10 of their heads together and doing one big thing.
They just
Do
working
you
around each other.
understand why I'm always angry? Do you get it now? Do you understand?
And look, and this was my point when I told you, Vic. I said, "What? I'm building out Wealth is Gangster as a network, right? So I could have said, let me do some kind of masculinity show on my network. I said, nah, let me go to my guy that does this in and day out and put it on his platform. You know what I'm saying? Like let me put it on his platform. Let me come on his platform. Let me help build up his platform, because helping build up your platform helps build up me. I'm on a platform that I'm in front of people that I'm not in front of every day. So we got to look at that and normalize that, though. Forget my network. Yeah, my network, I'm working on it, I'm building on it, but let me contribute to my bros. You know what I'm saying? Let me pour into my bro network.
Yeah, man. Look, men have code. That's all that's exactly what I'm talking about. And the people that's not helping, that's not part of the conversation, that's cool too. That's just the undisciplined version of us. Like we have a different thing that we're working on. We're really trying to complete, you know what I'm saying, like our hopes, our dreams, and our goals, and be helpful and useful along the way, you know, because like life means more when you connect to other people. That's just really what it is. And if you can't move in safety,
That's
you know what I'm saying?
nature.
It's just you know what I'm saying. It's just nature. Like you just
That's
have a better
nature.
life
We're
experience when
supposed
you
to
add
be like
value to
that.
your. You got to live a life of service in some kind of way, and that's what like my entire platform is. Like somebody got to say it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you know what to do and how to
I
say
don't
it,
want it, Vic.
but you and that's why like you know what I
I
just
don't
needed
want
you
it.
to step up and look, it's other people that's got your same journey. You know what I mean? From different angles. But if you don't step up,
Stop running from
you got to stop running from it. That's just really what it is.
Listen, like
you got to buy in.
I ain't never been a boxer, but I promise you, if you just lean into the punch, it won't hurt as much. I ain't just hey, got these things for days. I'm pulling up.
Hey, you might be passed out the same amount of time, but it ain't gonna hurt as bad, huh?
Yo, if a fight's coming, you got to start it. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
So like yeah, and like this fight ain't going nowhere. So
It
like
shouldn't be me.
Why I gotta get hit?
Look, that's entitlement.
Yeah,
It shouldn't
That's
be me,
entitlement to
man.
think that it should be.
he chose you,
Yeah.
just like he chose me, and hey, my life's been great ever since.
Everybody an instrument of something, man. You know, like so just like what Tony was talking about, you know, like his my connection with him, when it comes down to just growth and being young entrepreneurs and just learning so many different things and trying to be helpful with each other, that energy pivots back to me when I get ready to write. And then no sooner than I finish the third book, which will be coming out soon, you know what I'm saying? It's just a symbol, you know, for now, you know, and when it comes out, it's gonna feed his program. And then it's gonna lay the groundwork for us to do bigger networking. All of these galas and all of this stuff that you're talking about, building the culture, this is a tool to help, you know what I'm saying, somebody establish their culture.
Yeah, that'd be hard. Right
That's what it is,
we
man.
should have a haters ball.
Yeah, we'll have a fantastic
Like the Chappelle show.
Yeah. But look though, it's gonna be called the haters ball, but it's still networking, it's still love.
Yeah, we gonna have like business showers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah,
networking mixes. You know,
where would it be though?
At the House of Resources for a start. You know what I'm saying? I think that could happen. We could put together some kind of fundraiser or something down the line.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait a minute.
What's up?
Do you see how easy that was for you to come up with that, and automatically you got somebody with a venue that can house that, and you got. Do you understand why I'm always mad? Get it now? Do you see how simple that was? And do you
That's why
see
you
how
mad, son.
do you see how nobody had an ego about it and everybody was like, all right, come on, let's go, let's see what happened.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Do you see how simple that? Do you see? Do you?
It's not as hard as we make it, man. It's not as hard as we make it.
It's not hard as we make it. And this,
Chris, you don't gotta be mad no more.
you ain't gotta be mad no more. And see, and I think what it is this is like timing. Like he's been working with his nose to the grindstone. Tony has been too, and so have I.
And then life been life.
And then life been life.
So you kind of got to get that balance, and then you know what I mean. The guy got to line it to the right, and you know what I mean, because you know sometimes people, you know, so it's two types of people. There's people that already know that they're going to the buffet, so they don't eat all day because they're gonna kill this buffet.
Discipline.
Okay, and then there's the other one that just ate, knowing damn well they're going to the buffet. And then it might be a third person that got their plate full and they at the line in the buffet, but they plate full, they can't have no more stuff on top of it.
Mental challenge.
He crazy.
Mental illness.
But see, this all goes back to the very beginning. We started with self, and then the stars aligned, and on March 17th, 2024 at 4:57 p.m., Vic came up with an idea that everybody was okay with, and nobody had an ego about it. It's that simple.
Listen, Chris, I don't know where you at, but if you local, if you need me, my services, man, just hit me up.
He in Ohio.
Tony,
I'm about to say I am nowhere near you.
Well, I mean, listen, man.
But I appreciate the offer, though. And
things will project, and I can see myself on a plane, probably going to Ohio. I can see that.
Hey, Earth is our turf, man.
Yeah, I can see.
And that's another thing that we need to understand, man. The world is bigger than your block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The world is way bigger than your block.
You gotta leave. You gotta leave. Man, you know what I learned? You gotta leave from where you are to help it. You can't help it while you're there in some cases. Like you got to go get some information somewhere else, from somewhere else.
Or you need to leave it before it kill you.
Yeah. You gotta get
too much of anything will kill you.
Yep.
Too much of your block will kill you.
For real.
Too much outside will kill you.
Way too much outside.
Too much inside will kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, and it got to be a global. I had this meeting when we doing my logo right now. We still working on the logo for the change of the narrative. And what I'm putting together is I told them, because of course I don't want people to look at this out. This is a Temple local foundation, right? This is something that's starting in Temple. That when I talk to my guys in LA, when I talk to my guys in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I can't change the narrative in Temple if I don't connect with people city to city, state to state, and change the entire narrative, because half of the youngsters in Temple are brainwashed by the youngsters in Chicago. They brainwashed by the youngsters in Cali. So if I'm not connected and helping change the narrative in those places, I ain't gonna never change the narrative here. So it's a worldwide view. We got to have it's a global view. You know what I'm saying?
It's bigger than us. Like, and that's why, like, Brandon is like you've probably had to go through the same thing when you got to that point. You're like, man, I'm being effective, but I know I can be more effective.
So I'm at that point now.
Yeah, exactly,
bro. All it takes is money.
And then the next step is
all it takes is money.
Where you want to spend it. You know what I'm saying?
And you got to just put the money back into it, and it take time. Because I'm gonna say this, man. If you go on Apple Music and you just pull up Young Dog, rest in peace, man. He got a first CD, I think it was like 2012, 2014, and he wasn't popping in 2014. You feel me? But when he died in what 21, 22,
I think it was 20,
something 21. Like that. You know, everybody, the whole world knew who he was. So all I'm just saying that it just takes some time, bro. It was 10 years in the making before it can get off the ground and it can blow up. Now, I ain't saying that your story and your journey is like that. I'm just saying that, just put it in perspective. And then the dude, the KFC guy, the Colonel, he ain't get popping until he was 55. So it's just our story just got, but anyway, we just gotta be patient, stay down, be consistent, and like I say again, man, if I can help or be any type of service, just let me know.
Yeah, we definitely gonna lock in.
Yeah, man. Like it's the truth though. Like your life's work can't happen in 3 years.
Nah, it's
Like
a journey, man.
Right.
It's a
Like-
journey, man. I'll be 42 in August. I've been on this marathon since I was 12. I left my mama's house at 12 running the streets. So in the last 30 years, man. And that's why I was so when I heard about Nipsey and when I went to Cali, because you know my family lives in the 60s. I did barbecues on Bryanhurst right around the corner from Nipsey's store. I met Black Sam, Nipsey's brother, and all that. So when I heard this marathon, I'm like, and that was what 10 plus years ago. I had already been 20 years into my marathon. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still on my marathon. So yeah, I always tell my team we got to be patient, but in a hurry. Patient because it takes time, but in a hurry means every day we putting in some kind of work. We you know what I'm saying? We working like we put in that constant work, but as we put in constant work, we got to know it's going to take time to see that fruit grow from that constant work. So I always tell them, man, we're patient, but in a rush.
Yeah, we call that moving with a purpose.
Yeah.
So don't move unless it's necessary. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man.
Slow motion better than no motion.
Slow motion is better than no motion, man. So,
but just make sure you're going in the right direction. That's the main thing, because a lot of people, you can go slow motion or you can go fast, but if you head in the wrong direction, you still last. You know what I'm saying? Like if you head in the wrong direction, I'm gonna beat you if I don't move at all. You know what I'm saying?
It's like taking a test and don't put your name on the paper.
Yeah, so
turn in the paper with no name on it.
Yeah, for sure. And that goes back to the accountable masculinity. We got to get the roadmaps to our people, our youth, our the women, all that, because they're going down the wrong path and we get frustrated with them, but we don't. If I'm screaming at you, you're going the wrong way, but I don't even know the right way, I can't say nothing to you.
Can't say nothing to you. Yeah.
So we got to know before I yell at you and tell you which way to go, I need to know what I'm talking about and already then pave some ways and figured out some stuff to be like, oh no, I got y'all. Follow me over here.
You know where I think we lost a lot of our ability to organize at the local level is because when like you're 40, you say you're 42.
I'll be 42 in August.
You'll be 42 in August. So we grew up in the same era where everybody went to church. People don't go to church no more, right? And even then, like it was an information source. But I believe like now that church isn't as impactful as it used to be for whatever, popularity reasons people have about religion now or whatever. But it's because it ain't teaching nobody nothing.
Yeah. I was going to say church is one of those things that was taking us. I ain't gonna say, because to me, whatever makes you a better person, I salute you. I got people that go to church 5 days a week, and I got people that never go to church. And you know what I'm saying? I know good and bad people on both sides. So I don't get into the religion makes you a better person and all that type of stuff, But as a general mindset, because this is a conversation I had with my mom, like that's the only tool she gave me. The only tool she gave me was pray and go work hard. That's a losing strategy for a black man in America. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
if all you're gonna do now you can pray. If I teach you all these skill sets and I teach you how to operate and I teach you how to navigate, if I teach you all this and you pray, cool, that's great. You know what I'm saying? But when you don't have no skills, nothing but a football talent that less than 1% will ever make it in. So if all you're gonna give me is a football skill that I ain't got no chances of making it, and praying and telling me to go work, if that's all you giving me, even though you're a great mother, and like I told her, because she felt bad about it, I'm like, Mom, it ain't about you as a bad mom. It's about the tools that all you could give me is the tools that Grandma and Grandpa gave you, right? But somebody to break the generational curse, I gotta say those are the wrong tools. It's not about you as a person. It's about the tools that you was equipped is wrong. If I come do an oil change, but I'm bringing a drill. I'm bringing a drill, what they say, the things that beat up concrete. I shouldn't bring that to change oil. You know what I'm saying? No matter how good my heart is, no matter how pure my heart is,
no matter how well intended you are.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. Sometimes we be showing up with the wrong tools, and we frustrated on why we losing and why we can't succeed because you just got the wrong tools for this.
Yeah, man. Like there's been quite a few, I guess, reels and podcast clips where people have been talking about the lack of skills that they have been, devoid of based on the way that they was raised, and a lot of that is coming full circle now. Like men are being really honest with that because they missed some opportunities because of being armed improperly. So, like, how were you mitigating that with your youth?
Well, all of them have the wrong skills. They was given the wrong tools. So I'm trying to retool a tool belt in the moment where they already brainwashed that these are the right tools. But I'm trying to show them. So my best thing right now is just to show them, okay, the tools that you got, I'm gonna tell you that it's a failure tool and this and that. But then your day-to-day life gonna show you. So the thing you can do now is call it out and let it play out. Because you can't force nothing on nobody, right? You gotta like when the guy told me that I need to get out the streets. I can run a Fortune 500 company. I didn't really know what he was talking about at that time. It took me years, but that statement stayed in my mind. It took me years of figuring it out and researching and looking and start looking at myself different to even want to do business or want to do stuff like that, right? So all I can do is plant little seeds that this is a better option. This is this, like, for example, I had a little kid. He had a little sack. I think probably trying to sell some weed or something. I don't know. He had something in his hand. And I was like, oh, let me show you my mentor. He just made $100,000 in the stock market. Instead of me telling him, get off the streets, you dumb, you're going to go to jail, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. Let me show him a better option. Now that kid called me every day. What you think he asking about? The stock market. You know what I'm saying? 100,000. He know he'll never see that type of money with that little stuff that was in his hand. But he knows somebody that make this in real life. I want to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I equip him. I'm not going to fuss at him. I'm not going to yell at him because once again, like I say, I was that kid. I understand why he's doing it. It's my job to present something different.
Man,
this is another thing that I say all the time too. It's not about us. It's not an ego thing. We're useful to other people. That should be the end game. It ain't about me. It's never about me. I don't have an ego like that. And I'm not arrogant enough to think that it is about me. It's not. We need to quit gatekeeping information, man. Sure. Quit gatekeeping information and start teaching these young boys what they need to know. And quit being afraid that they're going to take your spot, because to keep it real, they're supposed to. Stupid.
Yeah. You're supposed to pass it to them. They ain't supposed to take it. You're supposed to pass it to them. Give them an alley.
They're supposed to replace you, dummy. Why? I'm not see. See.
And you got to get it out your system. but not like this is a real conversation though, because we got a lot of men that are gonna grow. Well, a lot of young men are gonna grow into our previous spaces, right? That were not raised by their fathers. So getting to this point now, we have a conversation, be honest about that. The only way you're gonna be able to have it is people that have overcome it or deal with it, or they navigate that more. How did you deal with your situation? You know what I'm saying, being raised by a single mother, Tony, because a lot of variables are stacked against you. You know what I'm saying? Like you can end up being completely promiscuous. We had this conversation before too, and because your perceptions of relationships is completely different than what other people would know. So, like, how have you used your experience in that lane to help your youth?
Like I say, first of all, it's just about understanding and not judging. I understand why you think like that. Do I understand? On my side, is that crazy and wild to think like that? Yes, but I understand because I thought like that. See, and most people can't connect both of those worlds because most people never thought the way I thought, the way they think now. So showing them that you understand, but show them, and then they know, okay, he come from this, he made it out of this, So me showing them that I understand, but at the same time having a background so we automatically bonds there, right? So after I bond with you, now I got to show you how you can provide right now. Because the one thing about our kids, we give them all these morally high ground speeches and all this stuff, but then we don't talk about they going home, they lights off at the house. They mom on this or they dad in jail. So we're not even thinking about them, but you just gave them a whole sermon on how to flip houses. That boy ain't worried about flipping houses right now. His lights off and he's hungry. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? So you gotta tap into who they are as a person first, and once you connect to that, the sky's the limit. So my biggest goal, my biggest weapon that I got with this, because I didn't go to school for none of this stuff. Like I tell people, my biggest thing is just I passed the life test, right? I done seen it all. I got in this phone right here, I got about 7, 8 partners that's millionaires, 6 figures, about 5 or 6 more that's 6 figures. But I got partners in here that probably need to borrow $1 for a beer when I call them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I understand the aspects of all this. And you can't get me too high to think I'm doing it. And I know no matter how bad I'm doing, I know people that's doing worse. So I stay grounded with that. So it's more of an understanding. And even when you said with the men earlier, it's about an understanding and giving room to grow. See what like a lot of us we even try to box ourselves in. You can't grow, or you can't have a different opinion, or you can't think like this, or I had a lady tell me, well, you got the wealth as gangster and you got the kids. So do you do rap? Do you do kids? I said, ma'am, I do all that. I said, I'll protect kids and I'll bust somebody's head wide open to the white meat if I need to. You can't put me in a box because I want to deal with kids. I am all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's why they relate to it.
Yeah, you know, and so that's the main thing about it. I connect with them because I understand them, but like I tell them, I ain't perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a conversation with someone. They was like, these kids selling this and selling that. I said, ma'am, I'm more of them than I am this corporate world I'm trying to go to, because I spent more of my life on that side of the fence, right? So if you would tell me, well, you're going to go work out here and be a quote unquote good man and provide for your family and barely make it check to check and have to do this, you're going to ask me that life, or you're going to tell me to go over here and hustle? I know what I still would think of. So how you going to judge these kids? We got to give them better options. The reason I got out that game, because I was like, hold on, I can do the thrift store. I can do this. That's why I do so many things, because my inner me is still that hustler, that grinder that want to flip birds. But now I'm just flipping stores and businesses. And you know what I'm saying? Like I still got that Pablo inside of me, but I'm just using it. And what I always tell kids is I love your energy. If you like to fight, if you like to do this, keep that energy. Let me just guide it in a different direction. I don't want you to turn that energy down. I just want you to stop being negative with the energy. Let's figure out how to push it to a positive way. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta point it at something useful.
Yeah. So that's the main thing. I take that energy and I tell them I love the way you are, but I just want to make you a more better version of what you are. I'm not trying to turn you to no deacon, no preacher, no nothing. Let's just be a better version of what you are.
Yep. Yeah. Because you got to start that first. Yeah. Go ahead, Chris.
I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna hop off.
Yeah, I was just about to hit you back in the chat. Said good chopping it up with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna hop off, man. Everything that you said is everything that I've been saying from the beginning, man. These kids need somebody that they can talk to, that can relate to them on a level, and that can actually guide them in the direction that they want to go in a positive way. Everything that you said, when you talk about speaking to the person, that's building trust. And these kids don't trust the OGs out here. They don't.
Well, it's OGs and it's just old N-words. So I think it's a lot more old N-words than it is OGs.
You know what? You're right. Because I said this last time. A lot of old heads need to shut up too.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? A lot of these old heads need to shut up because most of them ain't doing nothing, and they think just because they got some gray in their beard that their opinion matters.
Yeah.
Shut up. But to speak to your point, man, and that's why I even off of this one conversation, I've grown to have some like a lot of respect for what you're doing and for you as a person, because you actually understand that talking to them at their level as a person is where you start. Yeah. That's how you figure it out. That's the gap. Go down there, say, hey, what's going on? Let them tell you. Help them work it out, but also put it in a position to where it's their idea and it don't sound like an old head lecturing them that don't know what they talking about. Shh.
Yeah, for the people in the back.
Hey, you on your way to a birthday party, man. Keep just woo side up there.
Yeah, man, you right.
Hey, when you go to a birthday party, just go in there and just tell everybody, just shut up.
Just tell everybody shut up.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even want him to go with that energy. That's why I told him to go and decompress before he go. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. You're right. I appreciate it. But yeah, man, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, salute,
we will
man.
all be in touch.
I
just followed your group on social media because 6 Months of Hell ends tomorrow, so I can actually be online, even though I really don't want to be, because I like real life now. Like real life is dope. Like I love real life.
It's super dope. Yeah.
Yes, real life is dope. But I'm back. I guess I'm back on social media now. Well, in the next 2 days, so you could tell how much I hate this
Yeah,
shit.
I
You
could
could tell how
tell.
much I hate
Yeah,
social
yeah.
media. That's why. And when I saw that they were about to ban TikTok, I think I had a couple shots in celebration.
Yeah, hey, you know what, man?
Get rid of that nonsense. Get rid of TikTok, and I hope they filter through Facebook. And I hope they filter through Instagram, and I hope they filter through Twitter. And YouTube already has its own set of guidelines, so you can't just come up on here and just do whatever you want anyway. I hope that the shutdown of TikTok, if it does pass the Senate, trickles down into all social media, and people actually go outside and meet people instead of instead of thinking that these 5,000 digital people on your page are your real friends.
Man, it's so inflated over there. Like, you know, my TikTok got washed out. Like I did like a test account and it went crazy. But then I don't know the guidelines and stuff that's over there, and I wasn't posting anything that wasn't already on TikTok.
Yeah,
and it still whacks my account. So for it to get shut down potentially, that would be kind of crazy. I tell you what, if they don't vote to shut it down, that's gonna tell a whole lot. That's gonna tell you a whole different conversation right there. If they vote to keep it.
Chris, when you go to the birthday party, put the do-rag on.
Nope.
No, you see, he took it off. He ready to go.
Yeah,
now he took it off. It's game time.
I'm leaving my do
Wave
rag.
ain't waving yet.
I'm
you
leaving my
until you get to the birthday party. Then
listen,
take it off.
man. I gotta start somewhere.
All right.
So
yeah, definitely, man. It's good.
And I gotta be what I talk about.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? I gotta be what I talk about.
Yeah.
Man, we appreciate you, Chris.
So
man, I'm gonna have to get you to come on the Wealth is Gangster podcast and chop it up with you, man.
I just followed your group.
Yeah.
Shoot me a message.
I'll reach out.
Just for y'all.
Yeah.
I will install Facebook Messenger on my phone.
Yeah.
Just for y'all.
Love. I'll be reaching out to you.
All right, y'all be good.
All right, man. Salute, man.
Yep. Yeah, man. That's my partner right there, man. He good people. Chris across the table. He his platform, he's dedicated to interviewing men that want to be husbands.
Okay.
So he's doing this, you know, like his community service that way too, you know. But this right here, man, in terms of like trying to get the right conversation in front of the right people, you can't wait on anybody to do it if you already know the answers.
Yeah.
That means you're the person. So
just do it.
Yeah, like it's difficult to ignore, especially when you know how to do it. So that's why, you know, when people got more complaints, they don't even know what they're complaining about.
Yeah.
Because they're not trying to solve the problem. When you solving a problem, there's a difference between critiques and criticism.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And more people that are, I guess, entitled are going to have way more arguments because they want it to be a certain way and it's not. Ain't no blueprint to this. You're doing it. Yeah. It's like you said before, we're the first generation.
So we are. Yeah. And that's why we have to be understanding this, because we got to know we're going to learn. So it's going to be some disagreements. It's going to be this. It's going to be a lot of that. And we just got to work our way and trust our way through that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Because you're gonna filter a whole bunch of people. When you decide you're going to do something and be focused on it, it ain't that people you got to stop looking at it like, oh, they don't support what I'm doing, so they don't like me, or I don't like them. It's not about that. This is your situation. You know what I'm saying? Like what Ro does with feeding the homeless, that's his primary function. That's what his purpose is. That's what he rooted on. You know what I'm saying? Me is writing. It's whatever it is to make other people's platforms a little bit bigger, you know. And you need somebody that can kind of give you some strategy. All of us have a strategy in what we do. Because if I wanted to step in his lane, he'll give me some strategy on how to do it. And if it's something that he can do, he'll probably show up and do it the same way like we're doing right now.
Yeah.
So we all need content. We all need exposure. We all need somebody to listen to our ideas. And you might be one text message away from somebody that already got a solution for it, whatever it is you're looking for.
Yeah.
You're not networking. You don't bring anything to the discussion. You're not helpful.
Yeah.
you just got to be useful. We need useful people right now. You know what I'm saying? The money gonna happen.
Yeah, and people just be looking at the rich part financially.
For
They're
real.
not looking at the health that's rich. They're not looking at like you got a stable mind. I mean, you can think clearly. You can walk. You know what I mean? You can run. You can exercise. You know what I mean? You're not really worrying about too much of these things, but people just so stuck on just money.
For sure.
You can be rich in character. Like you can be a dope person. Like how about just be that?
How about
That don't cost you
nothing? Yeah. Yeah. How does it line up after that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So because like once everybody's got the same things, the only thing that's gonna make that experience, you know what I'm saying, worthwhile is the behavior of the people that you're in, you know, that you're with in the environment that you're in. But you are responsible for setting the culture of the environment. But what's that culture based off of though? Is it based off something disciplined or undisciplined?
Yeah.
And if you wanted to be successful,
You gotta be disciplined.
it's got to be disciplined. Like it's literally only like you talked about mindsets earlier. There's only two mindsets: you're either disciplined or undisciplined. But if you're operating off learned behavior, your version of what's disciplined is gonna be different until somebody show you something. You know what I'm saying? To compare it to. You don't have any reference point. You have nothing to do comparative analysis next to it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're basing it off the person that's next to you, and what the person that wants next to you is very, very low frequency, you're going to think that that's what you need to be emulating. So you got to get out of your environment because you got to see like the things that you want to work that don't seem like they're going to work here. You got to go somewhere else and see what they already doing it.
Yeah.
You got to go see what they're doing. And that's what like all of the explorers, all of the people that they used to trade people. That's what they did. They used to go to Africa. They used to see how their civilization was ran, and then they mimic it. And then when they couldn't do it, they started taking people. You know what I'm saying? Or they was buying them. You know what I'm saying? No matter how you look at it. But bottom line is people had to go experience other cultures in order to improve the one that they already had. To insulate themselves from others. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but if you don't go get the information, you're not gonna. We don't have the infrastructure just yet. Like and like, there's pieces to make the infrastructure work.
Yeah.
But you gotta have trustworthy people. You know what I'm saying? Because like you always say, it's a lack of trust. That's what it really amounts to. But like, who do you want to trust? You want to trust undisciplined people, or do you want to trust disciplined people? So we need the disciplined people to start having these problem-solving conversations.
Keep doing the work. I feel like God's gonna put the right people in your path. Then they come together. But as long as you keep doing the work and you having a wholesome, like a pure intent, man, He gonna bless you. Just keep on doing what you got to do. I'm telling you, it's coming. Man,
before we get out of here, man, I want to let you speak to the audience and tell them where they can find your stuff, what they do. And
tomorrow we go live with the website. So the website is www.changingthenarrativefoundation.org, and that'll be going live tomorrow. Right now we're on a campaign to raise $100,000 in the next 6 months, and that's for operational costs. That's for the building. That's for the thing about me is coming into a nonprofit is what I already had going on. Most nonprofits get started like in their basement or in the garage. You know what I'm saying? I already got a whole full movement moving, and I just now happen to get that. So right now we're trying to catch up with the funding and all that for the programs and all that stuff. So yeah, tomorrow check that out. Go on the donor box, subscribe, go to the donor box, and just tap in with us. You can find us at Changing the Narrative Foundation on Facebook, Changing the Narrative Foundation on Instagram, and I think we got a TikTok, but I don't know. He's finna get shut down anyway, so I don't even think it matters anyway.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, so because I never even been on TikTok before, so I don't even know how it works. I just think I think they was just put it together. But yeah, man, you know, like it's still CEO Youth League, House of Resources, but what I did is build my umbrella. So Changing the Narrative is what I'm gonna push mostly, but it benefits House of Resources and CEO Youth League because
they all work together.
They're the umbrellas, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, when you go to these corporates or when you go to people that want to give, they want to give to a nonprofit. They don't want to give straight to a business because they can break that off. You know what I'm saying?
I know. Yep.
You know, so that's me learning and adjusting. And when you say adjustment, I made an adjustment. I'm more of a business person now. I'm learning about the nonprofit that be a stronger foundation and a structure for the business. I'm adjusting it on my marathon of learning how to build this massive movement in wealth. You know, so. Yeah, it's all about changing the narrative right now. We got a huge festival, a huge benefit concert and festival, June 22nd here in Temple. We asking the whole Central Texas to come out, and if not, if you can't come out, just go, just donate, man. Just donate and give back. Give back, but invest into the people that's investing into the community. That's the main thing I always tell people. It's an investment on your community. So when you're complaining about all these kids out here breaking in the cars, these kids robbing, and these kids, you need to fund community-based organizations that's trying to get them from stealing cars. Because I got a couple kids in my mentor that was stealing cars, not no more. So that's 2 less car thieves that's on the streets because they with me now. You know what I'm saying? So if I got a bigger web, I can have more of that. So if you want change in our community, and I always tell people, the community has to be the people that change the community. We can't ask the system, we can't ask the police, we can't ask nobody. We have to change our community the way we want to see it, man. So that's what I would say. Change the narrative is the Change the Narrative Foundation. And I just want to ask everybody to tap in, follow, and help you if you can.
Man, appreciate you, Tony.
Appreciate you.
Man, look, it's been a great time catching up with you. I think we're gonna talk backstage. We're gonna figure out how to bring more attention to it as your resources start to come online. You know what I'm saying? So I want to make sure we point the right attention at it. You know, because that's what all of this is about. You know.
Hey man, we're gonna link up, man.
Oh yeah, we definitely gonna link up, man. Matter of fact, I'm gonna call you tomorrow because I got to pull up on you this week.
All right, for sure.
Yeah.
End of the first meet, fellas. Man, I appreciate y'all.
All right, much love.
Make sure you subscribe on all platforms and hit the like button and follow. Please leave your feedback in the comments. Make sure you hit up the super chat, leave a donation to support the platform. Yo chick make you mad, my chick make me a sandwich. Yo chick make you mad, my chick make me a sandwich. Go cop the shirt, visit the merch store, shop with Accountable Masculinity, and support the platform. Men have hope.